Well, well, well. Guess who it is? Diesel's back. Join me, subscribe, but get the word out. Diesel's back, and he ain't going nowhere. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened there. Well, how do I do this? Hang on. That's it. It's better. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, what is this? Why have I got? What am I doing wrong here? Right, can you hear me? StreamYard have made all these changes and I ain't got a clue what I'm doing. Hang on. Oh, hang on. I think I know what it is. Let me turn that off. What the? Right. Did you hear that as well, guys? Or was that just me? Did you hear me speak twice? Let me know. I think I've sorted it. Yes, no, yes, no. Right, well, it's gone now anyway. Lovely. All right, nice one, Steve. Yeah, I was speaking, and then literally 2 seconds later, it was sounded. I was repeating myself. So yeah, God knows what happened there. Anyway, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, how are we? Welcome to Diesel Arsenal yet again. Thank you for joining. Much appreciated. What a week it's been. While I remember, just a quick shout out to that troll who left me a message there. What have I got to say? What you got to say, Diesel? Arteta's the man. Arsenal beat Real Madrid. Woo, woo. No, go missing now, isn't you, you mug? All this nonsense. Do you know what makes me laugh, right? Arsenal win a game, and the first thing that this guy decides to do is to send me a message. But you know what they say? You know you're doing something right and you're getting slightly big when you start to get trolls. I absolutely love it. You know when someone says to you, you know, that saying, isn't it, like you're living rent-free in someone else's head. Yeah, it just made me laugh. Honestly, if you're watching now, mate, I can't remember your name. It's on the comments from last week. I won't embarrass you. And I know it's half term and the kids are off, so that's probably why you was up so late that you could message me. But let me just give you a little insight into Diesel here, right? I don't get triggered by stuff like that. I'm a very stoic, old school man. I promise you, I am not like these modern men that you see today who are more emotional than what women are. I promise you, mate, I'm old school. It would take a lot more than that to upset me. But anyway, see, I've given you your quick 2 minutes of fame there. There you go. Anyway, hope we're all well. Before I crack on, Steve RFC in the chat. Big up yourself, Steve. I was going to call you Stelios there, but I know you don't like that. See, my memory, Steve, my memory. I called you that once, and I think you had a right go at me, didn't you? So I don't want to upset you, mate. So we'll keep it at Steve, yeah? Steve RFC, big up yourself. We've got Naeem as well. Naeem P in the chat. Big up Diesel. Up you well, Naeem. Up you well. We've got the lovely, the gorgeous, the sexy, the fantastic, the fabulous Joanne Smith. Hope you well, Joanne. My love. Hope you're good, darling. AFC always is everywhere. Diesel, big up, bro. It's my son's 10th birthday today. Big up AFC always, and big up your little boy as well, mate. 10. Does that mean he's in the last year of primary school? So next year he's starting, September he's starting secondary school, yeah? Big change, but trust me, they adapt very well, I can assure you. He'll be fine. Big up yourself, mate. Up you well. We've got Mindful Haven in the chat as well. Come on, my guy. Hope you're good, mate. No, you're the legend, Mindful. You're the legend, not me. We've got Kyle Walsh Gunner as well. I'm going to read this out because obviously it's why would I not? It's Kyle. Big up Diesel, mate. Great result against Madrid for us, bro. Also, if you can watch Magazine Dreams, bro, it's a great film, okay? I review films for a living, and it's the best one I've seen in a long time. Oh, really? Magazine Dreams. Let me make a quick note of that, mate, in my file of facts, if I may. Magazine. I'm always up for a film. Nice one, Carl. I'll give that a watch, mate. Thank you very much. Come on, Mindful. Mr. Consistency is back again. Come on. I think he's talking about me, people. Yep. Listen, actually, I'm back quicker than what I was last time. No, to be totally honest, though, I will say this. I have been away all last week. I've been in Coventry for an exhibition. So obviously I got back Saturday. So yeah, I think that's probably why this hater, this troll, whatever his name is, messaged me saying, "Oh, where are you? All this rubbish." But anyway, I'm here. Monday night. Come on, boom. We've got Pepsi as well, bigger fish to fry. Yep, we're going to touch on that, mate. Don't worry about that. Who else we got? We got Carly JFC84 in the chat as well. Big up yourself, Carly. Hope you well, mate. We got Mike. In fact, there he is. Carly. We got Mike England in the chat. Big up. We got Ryan Stockley, my neighbour, in the chat. Big up, these. Come on, my guy. AFC always, Diesel. Thank you for my son's birthday wishes. Much. No, mate. Listen, I hope he's had a great birthday. Listen, I always read you, your guys' comments. I'm not stuck up like some of those others, and I never will be. So come on, right? Big up yourself and big up your son. And do you know what? Saying that, 10 is a special birthday, man. It is a special birthday. I think when you're a kid, when you have kids, every one of their birthdays is special. And I know that a lot of you guys who watch me, you probably watch me with your kids there. That's why if let's be honest, I very rarely swear on here. I know some others, it's every other like 2 seconds, but and that's up to them. That's fine. Me personally, a lot of young people watch me, so yeah, if I can help it, I won't. It depends how upset this club make me. But anyway. Jason Carter, big up yourself, Jason. Hope you well, mate. Big up Diesel, my G. Hope you well, brother. Big up the chat. Come on. Nice one, Jason. Hope you're good, mate. We've got Darren Sullivan, a.k.a. Dazzler, Bobby Dazzler, in the chat. Big up yourself. Come on down. Jay Greens, salute, Triple OG Diesel. Jay Greens, hope you're good, mate. Hope you're well. Dominic Buckner, my guy. Come on, Mr. Inconsistent. That is me. Do you know what? I might even have to change the name of this channel to that. Mr. Inconsistent. What do you reckon? Nah, it's not got a ring to it, is it? Career mode and chill. See, that's what I like to do. Career mode and chill. Just chill out, Netflix and chill, and all that nonsense as well. Evening Diesel, big up yourself, mate. Hope you're well. Warfare 2 Days, another brilliant film. I'm actually writing this. Look, mate. Look, I'm writing it down. Yeah. So I'm not lying to you. Warfare, guys. Do you know what? God, my throat is killing me from last week. I'm so sorry. I've just been watching, right? And I think I'm quite late to this because it's meant to be a big thing. I've just been watching Black Mirror, right? I've seen the first episode. I've just finished watching the second episode. And after this, I'm going to... hang on. Yeah, after this, I'm going to watch the third one. They're actually really good. Black Mirror is actually really good. It's quite freaky as well. Yeah, so, yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it. I've got right into it. Absolutely brilliant. And Jay Greens, I see your comment there, mate. Mobland, I am in love with this series at the moment, mate. Last night, I watched the third episode. I've got to be honest. I mean, Tom Hardy, the guy's just too slick. He's too slick, honestly. Like, he's just such a natural actor. I think he's absolutely brilliant in this. Honestly, I'm only 3 episodes in, but already I'm like, he just runs the show. Plays a character called Harry. He's a fixer for the Harrigan family. I won't say too much, but he looks the part. Tom Hardy. He looks the part. He plays it really well. I think he's such a quality actor. He's absolutely brilliant. And do you know what? Not being a batty man, right? But I can actually see why a lot of girls like him. He's not the kind of guy you'd look at and think, "Oh my God, he's a proper." but he's got something, you know. He has got something, you know. He's got that bit of rough, you know, all this stuff that girls love. I totally see it. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I won't hate on Tom. Tom's class. But yeah, Mobland is brilliant. Joanne From, yes, I've seen that. Yes, what's the guy? Is it Harold Perrineau, the actor, the main guy in it, the sheriff, the black guy. I've been watching that. Very, very good. Very good. I've seen all of it now. I don't know if there's a new series coming out yet. The last one I watched was the one, I think the woman in it, she who's got the husband and the 2 kids, she managed to get away. She woke up in hospital and somehow she finds herself back there. Really weird. You have to really watch it and focus on it to, you know, keep up with it. But yeah, it's really good. It is really good. These, have you seen Gangs of London? Yes, right. Mate, as soon as that came on my Fire Stick, yeah, the first night it came on the Fire Stick, that was it, mate. That was it. Series 3, watched it. Again, I can't say too much because I know some of you guys want to watch it and you haven't seen it yet. Gangs of it just gets better and better for me. There's a couple of shocks in this one. You know, a couple of characters get killed that I didn't think would get killed. One of them, I was gutted and I was angry that they killed him off. I think, right, you know who I'm on about, right? I thought to myself, nah, even though he's been shot 2-3 times, he's going to survive this. But yeah, nah, he wasn't. And he's probably my favourite character in it. I think he's class. But yeah, but other than that, look, it's absolutely brilliant. You need to watch it. Yes, people would say, you know, it's far-fetched, this and that, but, you know, a lot of it, a lot of it, you know, is like reality. A lot of it, you know, you can see. And you know, in the drug trade, that is how a lot of them operate. You know, they work in the shadows. It's very, very good acting in it. You need to watch it. Tony Neri as well. Big up yourself, Tony. Hope you well, mate. Hope you good. Jace, Guy, no, anything Guy Ritchie makes is, you just know it's going to be quality, absolute quality. And Mobland is no different. Honestly, guys, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Please, please, please watch it. It's class. Tom Hardy is elite. Yeah, facts. Jay Green's Luther is very underrated. Do you know what? Luther is probably one of my favourite ever series, yeah? I make no... Listen, I'm not even embarrassed to say this, right? I've watched Luther probably 30, 40 times back to back. In terms of like all of them, series 1, series 2, series 3, I've seen all of it. The actual film, I've probably seen about 5 times. I just love Luther, man. I love it, honestly. Anyone who's not seen that, everyone I speak to, I always make a point of saying, have you seen Luther? No, I haven't. Oh my God, you need to watch that. It's brilliant. Idris Elba is just absolute class. Absolute class. He needs to be James Bond for me. He needs to be James Bond. He's got the finesse, he's got the class, you know, in order to pull it off. I think he'd be a quality James Bond. But, you know, we all know he's not going to get it. I know who you mean, Deez. Yeah, come on, Ryan. Yeah, you know exactly who I mean. Give you a clue. He escapes. Yeah? Escapes from prison. I'll just leave it as that. Tom Hardy in Lawless was brilliant. Lawless, I don't think I've seen that. I'll give... This is why I love doing streams. I talk to you guys about films and series, and then you guys give me recommendations, because obviously I've been streaming for such a long time now. You guys know exactly what my taste is, you know, the kind of stuff I like. And look, I'm now going to walk away from this stream later on with 3 very, very good options to watch. There you go. Lawless. Tom Hardy. Lovely. Thank you very much, Jace. We've got Gavin L in the chat as well. Big up, Gav. Big Gav. Pepsi, Miss Marple rules. We've got the Dugout Football Channel. Doug Alert. Hope you're well, Doug. Hope you're good, mate. Anyone who's not subscribed to Doug, Liverpool fan, but, you know, let's not hold that against him. That's his channel there, the Dugout Football Channel. So, yeah, give him a follow. Very, very nice guy. The boss, Eldra, Eldra is a deep state puppet who attends the WF meetings in Davos. The boss. Norris, the boss, Windross. Okay, I have no idea what that is, by the way. Black Man Don, 1, 2, 3. Hope you're well, mate. Big up Tripod. Get the likes up, guys. Come on, get the likes up, please, guys. Come on. Declan Fallon, big up yourself, Deck. Hope you're well, mate. Good evening, Diesel fella. Hope you're well. I'm good for Luther fan. Diesel Arsenal. Can Arsenal win the right? Let's just dive into it. Now, look, guys, you know yourselves, right? Now, 9 times out of 10, whenever I do a stream, it's normally me being highly critical of our club, and with good reason. Yeah, you know, I'm not one to just come on here and just bash them for the sake of it. You know, if I ever do bash Arsenal, I can always give you the reasons why I'm bashing them. You know, I don't just bash them because, oh, it's funny and it's a laugh and, you know, I'm bored, so I think I'll bash the club I've supported, man and boy. No, right? It's always been with good reason. However, I've got to say this. Last week, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, I thought Real Madrid were going to win that. I did. How wrong was I? And I don't think I was alone there. Last week was probably the best performance we've put in all season. That game and the game against Man City at home, where we beat them 5-0, those 2 games this season stand out for me. Last week, we were absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. To a man, very, very good. And do you know what? I've got to say this, right? Now, you guys know I watch a lot of TalkSport. There was something that Simon Jordan said last week, and I thought he nailed it. He had it bang on. And what he said was, with Arsenal, play the team, right, with regards to Real Madrid. Play the team, not the reputation. Because we think, oh, Real Madrid. And as poor as Real Madrid have been this season, they are still Real Madrid. You know, still the biggest club on the planet. The heritage, you know, the class, the mystique, the trophies, etc. Right? But we're not playing that. Don't, because if there are too many teams who come up against Real Madrid, and I personally believe they show them a bit too much respect. Whereas with us, we very much played the team last week and not the reputation. You know, did we bottle it? Hell no. Those 2, in fact, all 3 goals were class. Declan's first goal, by the way, why has he not been on free kicks before? May want to look into that. Anyway, the first free kick was quality. The second one was even better. I can't think of a game I've seen where a player has scored two free kicks in the game. I cannot remember. I don't think I've ever seen it. What a time to do it. Even Mikel Merino's third goal, I thought that was quality. Quality goal. To come away from the Emirates, beating Real Madrid 3-0. Yes, they've been poor this season, but listen, there's going to be loads of people on streams or on social media, X, Instagram, or whatever, saying, fair play, Arsenal beat them, 3-0, but it's a poor, come on, they're poor. It's a poor Madrid side. Doesn't matter. This is Champions League. This is the big leagues, as they say, right? And as poor as they've been, the Champions League is Real Madrid's trophy. And it has been for years. They always find a way. They always do. And for us to beat them 3-0, if we're being honest, guys, in all fairness, it could have been 6 or 7. We beat Real Madrid 3-0, and yet Real Madrid's best player was Courtois. He was their best player. We just pumped them 3-0, and their goalkeeper was their best player. That tells you a story in itself. What that tells you is, yes, we beat him 3-0, but really, if it wasn't for him, we'd have come away from that 5-6-0. Easy. Easy. What a performance. The atmosphere was quality. Watching it, you could just tell everyone was up for it, And then people are asking me now, can we win it? Listen, if there's one team who can overturn a 3-0 deficit, it is Real Madrid. You know, and as much as I sit here and say, oh, this season, you know, they've been brilliant in flashes, but overall, you know, their defending's been poor. They haven't looked like the same Real Madrid as before. It's going to be a whole lot different at the Bernabeu. You know, there's part of me thinking, do you know what? If they get an early goal, it opens it up. I do have a score prediction, and I'll give that to you in a minute. But we will defend. You know, we're not going to go there and attack them. Why would we? We'll sit back. And I think what Arteta's going to tell the players is, you know, for the first 15, 20 minutes, don't do anything rash whatsoever. Stay focused. Do not make a mistake. Because, listen, Real Madrid have got 3-0 deficit to overturn. You know, they are going to play completely different to how they played at the Emirates. You know, as soon as the first the whistle goes, they're coming at us. They will look to attack us. I read somewhere earlier on that they're closing the roof for the game just to add to the atmosphere. They're going to do all these little things. Probably got a corrupt ref who's in charge of the game. Who knows? You know, who knows? If we'd beaten them 2-0, I'd still be a bit, don't know, touch and go, innit? But I think 3-0, I think we'll just be all right, guys. I do. I've just got a feeling we're going to get through. In fact, I'll tell you now, my prediction, I think Real Madrid are going to win. I think Real Madrid are going to beat us 2-0. I think they'll beat us 2-0. I can't see them getting the third goal. I think we'll just do it. Yeah, we've just done enough in that first leg to go through. And in answer to your question earlier on, guys, do I think Arsenal can win it? If you'd asked me this a month or two ago, I'd have said no chance. But there is such a thing as lady luck, you know. And sitting here right now, do I think Arsenal will win it? I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they did. Knocking Real Madrid out of the Champions League, that's big, you know. That's big. People don't realise how big that is. And I think confidence, because let's be honest, no one gave us a prayer against Real Madrid, me included, by the way. You're right, me included. Because it's that name, isn't it? It's Real Madrid, you know. They can be poor in La Liga, but then somehow Champions League, they always turn up. They always find a way, you know. And I'm not one of those Arsenal fans who are sitting here right now thinking, oh, this is done, right? No. Anything can happen over there. We're in their backyard. The atmosphere is going to be intense. I hope these players can handle it. I hope they don't falter under the pressure. I hope they don't bottle it. I hope they don't make any mistakes. Yeah. They have got to be focused, right? Because I tell you something now, Real Madrid will score. You know, and let's just hope and pray that we've got enough to get through. Yeah. Let's just hope and pray. Touching very quickly on the game at the weekend, Arsenal and Brentford. Look, do you know what? I'm slightly different to most other people because, you know, to an extent, I get what people are saying about, we're putting all our eggs in the Champions League basket, you know. So look, we know the league's done. We're not going to. But there's a little part of me, because I'm an old school kind of bloke, you know. I'm of the believer, you know, no matter what job you're in, I believe you should put a shift in and earn your money, you know. And to draw 1-0 at Everton and then draw 1-0 again with Brentford, you know, there's still 7-8 games to go. You know, anything can happen in football. You know, is it likely that Liverpool are going to win it? Yes, of course. There's always that little chance that anything could happen. You know, and should Liverpool slip up, Arsenal should be in there, you know, to capitalise. As soon as we enter the field, we should be looking to win. Simple as that. We played for a draw on Saturday. You know, we saw the lineup, and you know, we know what he's doing. He's resting players because of Real Madrid. Don't get me wrong, I get it. I understand. You know, I get it. It's just very hard for me to have that mindset because I want Arsenal to win every game. I want Arsenal to go out and win every game. It's as simple as that, regardless of, you know, the opposition. Go to win, play to win. Do not play to draw. And I think, you know, it's not a surprise really, because obviously, you know, all eyes are on, you know, Real Madrid. I get it. But, you know, you could just see like the players were, you know, they were just going through the motions on Saturday. Players, they were just looking to not get injured. They were just looking to sort of just go a bit easy. And, yeah, I don't like that, if I'm honest with you, but I get it. I understand it. So I'm not going to go into one on that. But again, this other thing, you know, am I wrong about Michelle? So Declan Rice is world class now. 2 free kicks. Quality as they were. And you know what? This is what makes me, God, it really annoys me. I can't help it. And you know, something annoys you like so much, but it's always in your face. You see it all the time. You hear it all the time. And after a while, instead of getting angry and just ranting, you just start to laugh and think, you know what? You know, because Declan, and I'll take nothing away from Declan. For me, he should be captain. You know, I've said this. You know, Odegaard, another poor game. I like, you know what it is, guys? I like proper captains. Captains who lead, you know. A captain who takes one for the team, you know, who guides the team, who leads the team. I like a vocal captain. I like a captain who just never shuts up. I like a captain to take charge, you know, and call these players out if they need it, right? Odegaard ain't that. He's not a captain. And if anyone in that team should be a captain, not that obviously we're spelt for choice, but it should be Declan Rice. You know, do I think Declan Rice is slightly overrated? Yeah, I do. I think he's a good player. Some people are saying he's crap. I don't think he's crap. I still don't know what he is. I don't think he's good enough to be a number 8. He's more of a 6. But then, is he as good as Thomas Partey? No. I wanted Thomas Partey out. You know, you guys know this. I won't hide it. I've always said this. You know, as soon as when I saw, I keep saying this. When I saw Partey get bullied by the party boy Jack Grealish last season, that was enough for me to say he's got to go. He's got to get out of here. Sell him. Let him go. Right. And also, he's injury prone. Now, touch wood, this season, he's actually been okay. Right? He's been playing. He's not been injured. And when he's on the field, he is our best midfielder. It's as simple as that. However, his contract is coming to an end. He's out of contract at the end of the season. Will he stay or will he go? Who knows? You know. But this is the thing, guys. You know, yes, 3-0 Real Madrid, absolutely brilliant, absolutely buzzing. We all were, right? Because none of us saw it coming. Not by that, right? I actually said Arsenal would win 2-1. I thought we'd win the first leg, but we'd come unstuck in the second. And for Arsenal to just blitz them 3-0, that was a statement win. That, you know, it's not just any win. That is a statement win. Now, what we need to do is finish the job. It's half time, right? 3-0. Do not get complacent, because Real Madrid will sniff any complacency that we've got, and they will punish us. Poor as they've been, they've got the quality on that pitch, in that team, to overturn this, right? So we've got to be focused, yeah? But I keep saying it, guys. I keep saying it, and I will not change my mind on this, right? This win does not change how I feel about this manager. This win does not. Mikel Merino, what is it? 5 goals in 8 games, something like that. What worries me about this, and again, I get people. I'll come to the comments, guys. I promise. Right? I get people, throughout the week, whether it be on social media or people I know, I work with, or whatever. It's always Arsenal fans. It's always a case of, Merino, 5 goals in 8 games. Do you guys need a striker then? And this is the one thing that always worries me, right? Because every time Merino scores, as happy as I am, because it's a goal for us, for the Arsenal, I always fear that mindset of, actually, God, he's getting some goals, isn't he? Maybe we'll be all right. Maybe we can save our money and we don't need to go out and get a striker because, right? And let's be honest, we had this with Kai Havertz. We had it with, Kai Havertz. And that's what worries me. Every man and his dog knows Arsenal need a striker. No matter what happens, Merino could get another 20 goals from now until the end of the season. In the summer, Arsenal need a striker. And what worries me, because we've done this so many times in the past, we have a little purple patch, or a player like Merino or Kai Havertz has a purple patch. And all of a sudden, people are like, actually, no, do you know what? We're all right. We're all right. We'll stick with these two. We don't need a striker. They'll get enough goals. And this is the thing. Luckily, we did beat Real Madrid 3-0 because there was a couple of times where, in the first half, you look at that game and you see Saka putting crosses in, decent crosses into the box, and there was no one there. Because what Arsenal were doing at the moment, I've noticed, Merino, yes, playing up front, but as soon as we lose the ball, he plays from deep. So he drops into midfield and he can't keep up. He's too slow. So when we lose the ball and the opposition have the ball, Merino drops deep into midfield, right, to beef up the midfield. But then when we win the ball and we go on attack or we counter or whatever, he's too slow to get back, back up the pitch in the forward position. So I noticed this in the first half. Saka's he's putting in some decent crosses. There's no one in the box. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, therein lies the problem, because that won't get spoken about because we beat Real Madrid 3-0. Great, brilliant. However, there have been games this season where we've been crying out for someone to be in the box, a predator, to finish off these half chances, and there's been no one there, right? Even when Kai Havertz was fit, he ain't the man. And this is what I'm saying. So as much as people can say, well, hang on, Deez, come on, you're being a bit harsh there, mate. Come on. I mean, look, we beat Real Madrid, 3-0? Yes, but I can also name you games where we've been desperate for a goal. We've put some good crosses into the box and there's been no one there. You know what it's like, guys, with strikers. They're predatory. It's all about instinct. What I'm saying? It's all about instinct. And I'll tell you something now. A lot of these teams are going big this summer. A lot of them are going to go big. We need in my opinion, we need a good 5-6 quality players. A good 5 or 6. Because don't forget, we also need to clear out the deadwood as well, right? Is he the man to oversee this? In my opinion, no. The Real Madrid 3-0 takes nothing away from what I've always been saying, guys. And one FA Cup in 5 years for a club like Arsenal isn't good enough. I'm sorry, it's not. Right? Especially when you factor in the man has spent £800 million. It's not good enough. I see managers at other clubs who are under constant pressure every single week. And yet this man walks on water. He walks on water. I don't get it. The protection. I don't get the protection. I used to moan about this with Arsene Wenger, but, I could at least look at him and see and think to myself, I can kind of see where the protection comes from because of what he's done. because of his CV, you know, like what he's won, what he means to the club, you know, the level of service he's put in, you know, the players he's brought through. I get it to an extent. I get it to an extent. But this guy, I don't understand it. I don't. I really don't understand it. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. You know, the one thing that has crept into football massively, and it's not just with Arsenal, because I'm noticing it with that red lot down the road, Man United, yeah, where all their fans are based in London, but whatever, right? The old Cockney Reds, right? But what I've noticed it with them as well, and that one thing that has crept into football is a little thing called, oh my God, what's the word? I forgot. Sentiment. That's it. Sentiment. You know, and the mindset shifted. Who was it who said this? Again, it might have been Simon Jordan on TalkSport. It might have been him. In fact, I think it was him. Ruben Amorim. You know, not really got many Man United fans on his back because their mindset has changed. You know, they're now putting up with this crap that you see before your eyes at the moment. But then Simon Jordan said if Ruben Amorim had came in straight after Sir Alex, every single fan would have wanted him out, because back then the standards were up here. And you think over the years gone by, how they've dropped. Right? And it's no different with Arsenal. No different. I've said it to you guys before, and I'll say it again. What you're going to see very, very soon in stadiums, you're not going to see the man or the woman with the hot dog or the burger anymore. No, them days are dying out. What you're going to see now is people munching on popcorn. That's what you'll see, right? It's like the theatre, the cinema. People go to football now to be entertained. People like me, dinosaurs like me, who go on and on and on about trophies and, winning. CVs, managers with CVs, winners, proper winners, a winning ethos. That's dying out now. Football's becoming very trendy, it's very hip, right? That's why managers like Arteta is under no pressure. If he doesn't win the Champions League this season, that's yet another season where we've won it nothing at all. And let me ask you as well, guys. Start of the season, and it's not just me, who says this. Most of the guys with an Arsenal channel have also said this. None of us have said he's got to win it's the league or nothing. The league. No, he's got 4 or 5 cups to go for each and every season, right? At least win an FA Cup, win a Carabao Cup, right? We haven't been harsh. That's what we've said. Win something. Win something. You got a team that's good enough there. That team is good enough to win an FA Cup. That team is good enough to win a Carabao Cup. It's good enough, right? It's good enough. But why not? Why do we throw it away? Why do we not take it seriously? This bigger fish to fry thing. Why? Why is that? Seriously, why? I'm asking you. Annoys me. No, Kane, big up yourself. No, I'll see you there, mate. Hope you're good. Steve, I go 2-0 Real Madrid. Arsenal would take that because it would be 3-2 in aggregate. Yeah. I think they'll beat us 2-0, mate. I really do. Steve, beating Real Madrid over 2 legs is more impressive than the final because final is a one-off game, especially if they win Champions League. Arsenal must keep 11 players on the pitch. It's impressive, don't get me wrong. What's more impressive, though, mate, if I'm honest with you, and this is my opinion, would be to reach the final and to beat whoever it is we face in the final, because the Champions League is something we haven't seen. It's something we haven't seen. And to do that with this squad, you know what? Jason Cundy, right? Jason Cundy on TalkSport. Now, look, again, I've said this before, right? Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara, they're only on TalkSport for one thing, right? They're not on TalkSport because they were, they're former players and they've got a great insight into football and, the workings of it and the behind the scenes of it. No, right? These were two extremely lucky lads who actually made it pro, right? They weren't good, if we're being honest, right? They weren't good players. They're on TalkSport for one reason, or two reasons, actually. Number one is they're both wind-up merchants. And number two, they're on there for banter. It's banter. That's all it is. It makes me laugh how so many people get so wound up. The aim for TalkSport is to get people ringing up, because the minute you ring TalkSport and you get through, you're being charged a lot of money, right? Those phone calls ain't cheap, right? And Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara, what they do is they sit there and they rile you up. They rile the fans up, and they are wind-up merchants to a point where people, mostly guys, if I'm honest, probably driving in the van on the way to work or coming home from work or whatever, hear something that they say on the radio, and they're so incensed and angry by it. They think, no, I ain't having that. Out comes the phone and they're dialing and they get through, right? It is all it is. They are wind-up merchants. Don't get me wrong. They do their job very well, right? Because I can imagine when them two are in the studio, that phone don't stop ringing. I totally get it, right? I understand it. But that's where some of these fans need to get educated a little bit, yeah? But the point I'm trying to make, guys, Jason Cundy said something that I totally agree with. Now, a lot of what he says is absolute crap, and he, chats a lot of fart. But this one particular thing, he always makes a point of saying that the league hasn't been great this season, and I totally agree. Liverpool are likely to win the league this season. Have Liverpool been brilliant? I don't think so. Have they been really good? Yeah. Have they been efficient? Yeah. Right? Have they been quality, class? Oh my God. No. That's not me knocking Liverpool. Right? They've been better than the rest. But it's not just this season. For me, I honestly think, look, guys, we're seeing the Premier League now with so much money involved that, so much money than ever before. There is constantly more and more and more and more money being pumped into the Premier League. And yet the quality is becoming less and less and less and less. I swear to you. What was the game the other week? Chelsea-Tottenham. Yeah, Chelsea-Tottenham recently. You also had Man City and Man United, right? Now, look, these two games, I'll be honest, Arsenal fans hate Tottenham. Tottenham hate Arsenal. My honest opinion, I think Chelsea and Tottenham is a bigger and nastier rivalry than what Arsenal and Spurs are. I really do. I do. I think Chelsea and Tottenham is a much bigger rivalry. There's more hate between Chelsea and Tottenham than what there is Arsenal and Tottenham. That's just my opinion, right? But these two games, normally, years gone by, I'm an Arsenal fan, guys, but I'm also a football fan. I love watching football, right? Now, you've got a game coming up at the weekend, Man City and Man United. Oh, Manchester Derby. That's going to be a good game. Tune in to watch it. Years gone by, always been quality, right? Last 2-3 years, you're looking at this game. I mean, that was 0-0. That game was absolutely dead. And it's getting to a point now, whether it's my age, I don't know. But some of the players, some of the ballers I've seen growing up, and now I'm watching certain games, and when it gets to half time, and even before half time, it's so boring, it's so turgid, it's rubbish, it's slow, it's predictable, it's window wipers, it's side to side to side to side. Even before half-time whistle is blown, I end up turning it off because I'm so bored. I turn it over, I watch something else. I've never done that in all my years growing up watching football. But you know what? The last 2 or 3 seasons, this league, you know, I said this to a guy like, you know, before, but, you know, years ago when you used to look at the goal scorer table, you know, Michael Owen, Robbie Fowler, Les Ferdinand, Alan Shearer, you know, Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, you know, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Dwight York, Ashley Cole. You know what I mean? When you name all these strikers, Drogba, and a lot of these strikers playing at the same time, it was like he's on 20 goals, he's on 18, he's on 19, he's on 17, he's on 14, he's on 10, he's on 12. Loads. When you reel off, you know, people rave about Van Dijk. Van Dijk's a quality centre half. Make no doubt about that. Make no doubt. But my question is, I would like to see how Van Dijk would fare in that era where there were so many top-level strikers in the Premier League. I would like to see how he would fare against that level of striker week in, week out. You know, in terms of actual ballers in this league, there aren't many. Let's be honest. And I think where football is dying a little bit and where I'm starting to I'm falling out of love with it a little bit, is it's too structured. That's what's annoying me. It's too structured. You know, there's no freedom for these players anymore. And I think what's happening with the English League or with the Premier League is it's no longer about technical flair or skill. They want athletes now. They want big guys who can run up, down, up, down, up, down, run like a dog all day. If you're an athlete, you know, you've got pace and power, you're all right. You'll get a club. Trust me, you will get a club and you'll probably get a big club, right? And I think that's where it's too kick and rush, kick and rush, kick and rush. You know, these ballers that we're used to seeing, you know, growing up. Where's the next Dennis Bergkamp? Where's the next Thierry Henry? Where are these guys? Where? You know, do they exist? Seriously, think about it. When you really think about it, think of the class, the quality players, right, that you've seen growing up. You know, them two, for example, Bergkamp, Henry. Name me players who are close to that right now. Close. I can't think of any. I seriously can't think of any. You know, sad. It's sad because with more and more money coming into the Premier League, you would expect the quality of the Premier League to keep going up, but it's not. It's dropping. You know, it's dropping. You know, and the more games I see, the more I'm seeing boring 0-0, boring 1-1. It's all structured. There's no freedom. I don't see players taking shots from outside the box anymore. All teams now want to walk it in. You know, defenders playing it out from the back. And even if they make a mistake, which leads to a goal, they don't learn their lesson. They just do it. They play out from the back again, and then again, and then again. It's like we're watching robots now. You know, we're not watching individual players anymore. We are watching robots who work to a system, and it's structured. And if you dare come out of that structure or that system and you dare think for yourself, you will get hooked off by the manager. That's what I'm seeing at the moment, and it's a shame. It's a shame because years ago, this was such a beautiful sport to watch. When you look at all the players I've just mentioned, you know, those strikers, when you look at, Gianfranco Zolas, Eden Hazard, these players who could turn the game on a sixpence. And now you look at it now, and it's just robots. I like Jack Grealish. I think Grealish is a baller. I think he's been helped. The best thing for him to do is get out of that club in the summer. But in saying that, even if he goes elsewhere, who's to say it's not going to be the same there? There are certain players, guys, who are what I like to call mavericks. There are certain players who, do you know what? Don't try and fine-tune him. Let him play. Massive example of that was Wayne Rooney. You know, and I think Sir Alex Ferguson saw Rooney and thought, you know what? This boy plays football like he's in the playground. He's a street player. He's a street baller. He's one of them. The way he plays on the pitch is the exact same way he plays over there with his mates in the park. Right? Something natural. He's a natural player, Rooney. Natural. And sometimes with managers, what they do is they take a player like that and they try and fine tune and they try and change the way they play and they try and refine and stuff. There are certain players where you're like, do you know what? Just play. Just go and play. Right? Don't change them. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't. Just let them play. Let them express themselves. Let them be free. Let them have a bit of freedom. And I think, look, that's just my opinion, guys. I don't know if you guys agree. Let me know. Nat Leslie, Nutty Dread. Hope you're well, man of the people. Up the diesel. Good on you, mate. Best stream. Come on, Nat. You know. Nutty. MQ Live as well. Pick up yourself, mate. If Arsenal beats Real, who's the next? Yeah, that's the point. Who do we play next if we beat them? Oh, it's PSG, isn't it? I'm sure it's PSG. Jason, no, it's time for an elite striker. It's been Aubameyang. It's been since Aubameyang left. It's time. Do you know what? One of the guys who called up on TalkSport actually made a point of saying he was an Arsenal fan, and he said the last top level striker Arsenal had was actually, in fact, Thierry Henry. And I sat there and I thought to myself, bloody hell. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, has it been that long? Oh, unbelievable. No excuses. And look, you know, we're being told now, you know, we've got Andrea Berta, who's now come in, who's replaced Edu. And I hate saying this because it seems like we say it every single year, but this summer's the one. This is the big one. This is the big one coming up. Well, let's see. Let's see, because if one thing I know about it, look, I don't want to make this stream about bashing Arsenal, you know, but I just want the best for the club, guys. You know, it's as simple as that. You know, the most annoying thing is when you know you're not far away. You know, we've been so far away over the years, and it's got to a point now where you actually look at this team and you think, you know what, this team could do something. Yes, it needs 4 or 5 players added to it, but they could do something. Because I'll tell you something now, guys. The level, as I said, the level of this league has dropped, right? It's dropped. Absolutely dropped. And, you know, because it's dropped, the teams that we would normally worry about, the teams in and around us, over, you know, seasons gone by, I mean, they've got their own issues, you know. And I look at it and I think it just annoys me because as an Arsenal fan, I look at the last couple of years and I think to myself, blimey, when you look at Chelsea in freefall, Man United just dreadful, Man City have dropped off. I look at this, guys, and I just think, do you know what? If only, if there was ever a time for Arsenal to do something, win something, it's now. You know, I can't see these other teams being in freefall for that long. They're too big a club. These clubs, they're too big, you know. And there's part of me that thinks at some point, maybe not next season, but at some point, these clubs will get it together. These clubs will fix themselves and they will go again. And you know, normality will be resumed at some point. But until then, there's part of me thinking, Arsenal, just do something with her. Go and win it. Go and win something. Blimey, while we got the chance. Well, they're bad. They're terrible. They're crap. You know, and yet it's an opportunity that always seems to just pass us on by. It just passes by, and it really gets my goat, guys. It really annoys me. It really does. This summer coming up, in fact, you know what? Let me go to some, because I know what I'm like, guys. I can talk for Britain. I'm so sorry. Loof fan. Gyökeres or Osimhen is the answer. Isaac, too much price out. We need buyer players in other positions. There's a rumor going around that the Liverpool are going to go big for Isaac. I'll tell you something now. If I'm not saying they will, if Liverpool do get Isaac and we don't, trust me, that's a stream you're going to want to watch. Carlos Eduardo, Carlos, my G, you know. Hope you're well, mate. Diesel, how are you? Miss you, my brother. Miss you too, Carlos. Glad you're here to join us, mate. I hope you're well. Ryan, rather than judge his team and Michelle on longevity and trophies, these sexuals judge it on individual games and league position, leading to nothing. And that is exactly the modern Arsenal fan right now. Right, because when Arsenal beat Real Madrid 3-0, that's when you get they come out of the woodwork. Ha! Now what you got to say? What you got to say, Dees? Hey, come on. What you got to say now? Where are you, mate? Can't see you. All this rubbish. Whenever Arsenal lose, we play rubbish. You don't hear from these guys, right? They drop back into their hole. Do you know what I mean? One game, guys. Seriously. Or they say, we finished second yet again. Good season. Is it? Is it really? Okay, so we get a trophy for finishing second then? You know. Who knows? Maybe it is me. I don't know. Max Onley. Oh, blimey, Max, I ain't seen you in a minute. Hiya, Diesel. How are you, lad? Maximus. I'm good, thank you, mate. Hope you're well. Good to see you again. It's been a minute. Now that you're here, Max, don't ever leave me. Yeah. Ryan, Cundy and O'Hara won FO in their careers. They are on there also to run their gums. And can they and they bang on. Yeah, facts. These guys are idiots, man. They're absolute idiots. But it works. Darren Bent is another one. Yep. He's another one who talks a lot of crap. Andy, what's his name? Oh, Christ. Andy Goldstein. That's it. Andy Goldstein. Look, I don't like a lot of his opinions. I think he chats a lot of crap as well. But I do think he's very good at his job. He's a very good presenter. I do. Not in terms of opinions, but just the way he is. He's very much a TV person. I do like him. And I find him quite funny. He chats a lot of rubbish, but I do find him quite funny. Darren Bent, absolutely useless. Useless. And do you know what? A lot of people knock Troy Deeney on there. I think he's got a lot better. What I like about Troy Deeney, a lot of what he says, he believes. Even if I don't agree, the one thing I respect with certain pundits, right? Whether I agree with them or not, if that is their honest opinion, fair play. What I can't have is, what I don't like is agendas. People on there, it's like they're reading from a script, right? Roy Keane, I've always said this, guys. I love Roy Keane. I can't begin to tell you how much I love this man. And on my channel, I've always sung Roy Keane's praises. He, for me, I'll tell you, if I was to do my all-time Premier League 11, I'd find it very hard to leave Keane out. We've done one once on Claude and the Bansters, and I put Roy Keane in. We'll have to do one on there very soon because it's so hard. You're trying to fit all these ballers into a team of 11. It's so hard. Roy Keane, for me, as an Arsenal fan, I've always been a big fan of Roy Keane as a player. And as a pundit, what I like about Roy Keane, even though at the weekend when he's doing, the punditry, about the Manchester derby, he just says it as it is. When you've got the idiot that Dean Sturridge or whatever on there just chatting crap, right? and certain others. That Micah Richards as well. Micah Richards, oh my God. I've never known someone great on me so much. Micah Richards doesn't know anything about football. He's on there for banter. And guys, honestly, watch him, right? Watch him. Watch what he wears. Yeah. He wears a suit and it looks like it's going to rip. Seriously. He's like trying to show off like his wedge or his wham or his no. Wear clothes that fit you, my friend. Yeah. It's always tight. The trousers he wears tight. The jacket looks like his biceps going to bust out. No, the guy's an idiot. And I love it when Roy Keane shuts him up. Because Roy Keane ain't stupid. He knows. What does this guy know? Look at what I've won. And this guy's a joker. Yeah? But Roy Keane said it himself. Everyone's talking about Leon next week. No, talk about today. What happened today? There's a way to lose. Right? Go down fighting. It's that proper patriotic English spirit that I love. If you go down fighting. You know, you're in the trenches together. What I can't stand, guys, and this is where I am very different from a lot of the other YouTubers that you guys watch, is that I've never been a fan of this nonsense about players aren't playing for the manager. I don't care whether a player likes the manager or not. The manager could be the worst manager in world football. That is no excuse. And I don't care what other YouTubers say, because for me, a lot of these guys give these players a pass. No, not me. I do not care about a poor relationship between the players and the managers. I don't care. All right? You're in a lot of money. You are extremely well paid, but you are paid to do a job. Right? The manager is irrelevant in some cases. Irrelevant. You're paid to do a job, so do the job. So many times when you hear that saying, players who down tools, right, because of a breakdown in communication or relationship with the manager, it doesn't matter to me. And I've always said this, guys, do not look at these. Listen, I'll be honest with you. This exhibition, right, that I was at last week in Coventry, right, you had John Barnes there, right? John Barnes, the queue of people, right, the size of this queue just to get a picture with him. Nah, not for me. These players are no different to us. The only difference is their wallets are bigger. That is it. That is where it ends. We've all had jobs, guys. Me, you, her, him, she, them. We've all had jobs where we've worked for a manager we can't stand or we don't like. Right? But we still have to work and put a shift in. Otherwise, we get sacked. It's as simple as that. These players are no different. I do not care, right, whether a player likes a manager or not. You are paid to do a job. And there is such a thing as self-pride. That's something that we're missing a lot now in life. Yeah, and especially, like, you know, in football. Because all these players who play the game, guys, they've all got boxes. They've all got their family in that box. They've all got their kids in that box. And there's part of me thinking, do you know what? If you're not going to play for the manager, play for them. Play for the fans. Play for the young kids who have your surname on the back of this shirt. Because that ain't cheap. Right? Self-pride. Play for them. Too many times you see a manager who's coming to the end, and you know, because these players can't seem to kick a ball straight. Out the manager goes, in comes a new one, and then all of a sudden, people say you get this bounce. This bounce. Wow, these players can now kick a ball straight, yeah? Couldn't do it last week, but today, yeah, they're on it. All these things, it winds me up. A team who's close to relegation, what do? They start turning up. In the last, 10 games of the season, they start picking up results. And they're lauded for it. So when they beat relegation, oh, what a comeback. Oh, brilliant. What an escape. Oh, this, that, the other. And they get praised for it. Well, hang on a minute. Where's that been all season? Because we've now seen that you can play. We've now seen that you can do it. You can turn up. You can score goals. You can defend. You can fight. So now we're seeing it. Where has it been all season? Where? No one questions that. That's what annoys me about football of today. Guys, if you've got kids and they're playing football, I'll tell you something, if there was ever a time for them to make, it's now. Honestly, I'm telling you, it's now. You know, I've never understood it, but this down tools nonsense, I can't stand that. You know, they're saying it about Man United, Ruben Amorim, he's lost the dressing room, this, the other. I'm not being funny that, you know, these players, they're not used to the system. These players train every bloody day. They train every day. Every day. And we're still hearing that nonsense. They're not used to the system. They're not used to this. They're not used to that. We're talking about internationals here. We're talking about multi-millionaires. You know what I mean? We're talking about Man United. We're talking about players. You know, can't get used to the system. Oh, they don't know what to do. So what are they doing in training then? They train every day. After a while, it's got a register, right? I've never heard so much nonsense in my life. These players today get such a pass, it's a joke. Anyway, Ryan, the Premier League is very average. Is very average. Not the best team in the world at all. Hengedi, I see you, mate. Hope you're well. Liverpool was much better with Salah, Mane, Firmino. Yeah, facts. Yeah, they were. They were. Darren, being honest, Diesel, I've cancelled Sky. We'll keep my membership, but I'm happy to listen to games on the radio now. I'm not fussed. Yeah, mate. I don't blame you at all. It's your the assembled. Big up yourself, mate. It's your age and eyesight. Ballers can't express themselves anymore. The system is cancelling out creativity. Facts. That is the point I'm trying to make. That is the point. Hengedi, what Declan did against Real was fantastic. That's what I miss in the league. Yep. Damien, this was the troll who trolled me. I forgot your name. The Champions League is ours. Your ego is. Oh God, you can tell this is a kid who's enjoying half term. The Champions League is ours. Your ego is so big, you won't admit he transformed this club. When we win the Champions League, which we will, you and all these Arteta haters will go into hiding. Oh, Damien. Oh, what is it with kids and half term? Honestly. As soon as half term hits, you just know. It's funny, right? I speak to like other YouTubers and we all say the same thing. Expect the trolls out this week, Dees. Expect them half term. Oh, yeah. Honestly, it just makes me laugh. No one is close, Dees. What was that? Oh. Goalkeepers pissing about at the back. Yep, Ronaldo again. I mean, we're talking skill and technical flair. They don't come much skillful than that. Van Persie, Sanchez don't count as strikers, I suppose. No, do you know what? I thought about Sanchez, but not really, was he? Van Persie, yes. Yeah, but you know what? Saying that, look, even Van Persie then, even if we're saying we've not had a top, Aubameyang for me, he's not what I would call top level. He's not. You know, Van Persie was. All right, forget Thierry Henry. Let's say Van Persie. How long has that been? How long has that been? For a club like Arsenal? Jesus Christ. See my point. CG, I see you, mate. Big up yourself. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Berta needs to sack Michelle. Do you know what? This appointment with Berta coming in, that's going to go one of two ways, you know, because there's a little part of me thinks he has some sort of agenda. He's coming in to do something. He ain't just coming in to buy players. So yeah, we'll see. Darren, they are paid more because they are told there is no pressure to win trophies. Facts. Marlon, hope you well, mate. Marlon Benny. Diesel, me and you have very different opinions, but I have so much respect for how hungry and ambitious you are to see this club reach the heights it was once at. Marlon, that's a lovely comment, mate. And I look, you know, this is what I call big man stuff. You know what I mean? It's not little kids or whatever. Me and you do not agree on much. If I'm being honest, right? A lot of what I say you don't agree with, and a lot of what you say I don't agree with. You've never been nasty, mate. You come up every time I stream, you are in here, right? And you respectfully disagree. And you know what? I don't want a bunch of robots in my chat who agree with everything I say. I don't. You know, that's what I like a debate. You know, I like a debate, mate. So it's always nice to see, you know, or hear someone else's point of view. Might not agree with it, but I'll always respect it. But, you know, the hungry and the ambitious, Marlon, that stems from, look, because of my age and what I've grown up seeing, right? You know, it's as simple as that, mate. It's as simple as that. The reason why I keep going on like how I do is because I've seen it. I've seen Arsenal when they were quality, when they were great, you know, when we had absolute ballers. It was a pleasure to go and watch these guys. It was money well spent. I could have paid double the entrance fee and it would have been money well spent. That was how good these players were. You know, when I talk about standards, I talk about, you know, mentality a lot. We had that, Marlon. I promise you, bruv, we had that. Ask anyone of a certain age. Yeah. We've grown up seeing it. And also, we're a big club. And this is another thing, Marlon, that a lot of people don't realise. They say they do, but do they really? Arsenal are big, you know. They're big. You know, honestly, I've said it so many times. This is a big, big club. Right? Arsenal aren't just a biggish club in the UK. No, Arsenal are a big club. You know, we are the Bank of England club. That's what we've always been known as. Arsenal are massive worldwide. Worldwide. And I've said this before, Arsenal can go to anywhere in the world and pack it out. Pack it out. The Emirates could grow in size to 4 or 5 times its size right now. Right? You'll pack it out. Easy. Arsenal's big. People don't realise how big they are. And the thing is, when you're big like that, and the infrastructure is there, right? And I've always said this, the infrastructure is there, the size is there. It just needs someone special to come along, pick it up, and run away with it. Right? That's all we've been asking for. That's all we want. You know? It can be done, guys. It's not impossible. You know, we're not some little back street corner shop club. No, we're not. We're a big club. We are the 3rd biggest club in the country, behind Man United and Liverpool. We are big. You know, and that's why, Marlon, that's why I go on, because, you know, I look at it and I think to myself, blimey, if only we could get back to how we listen. I don't know. Maybe it's me. My God, stranger, Lone Star Londoner, blimey, oi oi, Savaloy, Lone Star. I hope you're good, mate. It's been ages since I've seen you. Please don't hurt me in this stream. Come on, we're friends now. Yeah, I hope you're good, though, mate. All joking aside, I hope you're well. I hope the family are good and all that. Big up yourself, mate. Will M. Hooper as well. Will I am. Big up yourself, mate. Big up D's. I think we've got a crack at winning the Champions League because we actually look good in it. Just got to see how we do against PSG because they're the real deal. Right, Will, we've still got Real Madrid to see off. Right, let's not get complacent because anything can happen. And as I said earlier on, as poor as they've been, if anyone can turn it around, it's probably going to be them. So in my eyes, this isn't done. You know, it's half time. So yeah, we just need to just stay focused. Very, very good chance as long as we don't do anything stupid. All right, but you know, It's going to be atmospheric at their place, and they're going to come out fighting. They're going to come out swinging, and they're going to come for us, you know. So let's just relax. But as you say, mate, if we do get through, PSG are looking very good. But you know what? Arsenal could do it, you know. Could. I won't put money on it, but would it surprise me if they did? No. You never know. You never know. If you dream it, if you see it, what was that saying? If you dream it, you can do it, whatever it is. Keane is good. Yep, say it as you see it. Come on, Max, exactly. It's the only way. Marlon, this is why I said we need to back Arteta, because he completely scored the best team in the world. Arteta will lift the trophy, I promise. Final will be Inter versus Arsenal. Easy victory. Marlon, I'm going to clip that. All right? So make sure that happens and comes true. Here we go. Lone Star started already. Keane is living in the past with this United team, whining and complaining. Mate, he's the only player. He's the only ex-player. Listen, what I like about Roy Keane is there's many pundits on there who talk a good game, but you look at their playing career and you're like, yeah, you're talking all big now, this, that, and the other, but what did you do as a player? The way Roy Keane talks now is exactly how he was as a player, right? Roy Keane had standards as a player. He was a fighter. He was a winner. He was. It's as simple as that. He kept everyone else in line. All the other players, Rio Ferdinand especially, all of these players have come out and said, if we had a poor first half, trust me, we feared going in at half time, because Roy would have had us. Roy would have had us. You know, and what a lot of people don't see behind the scenes and, like, you know, behind like the goals and all that, some games where Roy Keane actually dragged the team to victory. Or if they were slacking over there, or he was dropping a 5 out of 10 or a stinker over there. But you got a captain like Roy Keane who wouldn't allow you to slack for long. And they've all said that. These aren't my words. A lot of these ex-players have said that. Yeah. You know, if we were poor, you know, we had a poor first half or 20 minutes or whatever, Roy Keane had us. He had us. Right? You know, and that's what a captain is. That semi-final, I think it was Champions League, where he got the yellow card, which meant he was suspended for the final. I look at players today and I think, Christ, if that happened to players today, whining, moaning, complaining, you know, wouldn't play well, you know, probably crying their eyes out. And I look at Roy Keane, and his thing was, all right, I can't be there. That's something I've got to, you know, try and get through or whatever. But I remember second half, he went out and he went, I'm going to win it for us. If I can't be there, I'll make sure that we get there. You know, it's them little things. That's a captain for me. That is what you call a captain. Sacrifice. You know, leader. that's what I like. That's just me. I know everyone's different. Ryan, Roy Keane is the best pundit and one of the very, very few who is genuine with his comments and says it how it is. Yep. CG, Roy Keane is a straight talker, which I respect. Facts. Darren, he buys new clothes and wears them once, Micah. I can't stand the geezer, mate. Joe Gugg, I would like to see Roy and Martin Keown together in the studio. I bet they would clash on opinions. Martin Keown's another one. What an idiot he is. Honestly. Do you know what? Every Monday, right, when he's on TalkSport, I actually look forward to Monday because I just know Simon's going to just rip him a new one. And if he don't, the fans who ring up do. Even earlier on, you know, he had a couple of people call up and just like tear into him. He just chats absolute rubbish. Straight talkers don't suit the agenda. Facts. Pepsi, Roy Keane had two great mentors in Clough and Fergie. Again, facts. Darren, I thought this, mate. People in this chat with all the mouth, we have to get past Madrid first. And this is what I'm saying, guys. It's not a foregone, conclusion. Yes, we're 3-0 up. Great score, but it's only half time. Stranger things have happened. Come on. We're not playing a pub team here. We are playing Real Madrid in their backyard, right? And when Real Madrid, as poor as they've been this season, we know they have the ability and they have the class in that team to be able to turn it on. All right. So as no complacency when Arsenal go there thinking, we're 3-0 up. We'll be all right. No. No, don't think like that. This is Real Madrid. Right? They can turn it on, especially at home. And this is their cup. Right? They will go all out against us. Right? So as long as we're focused and we defend like we have been, we should be all right. Should. Yeah? This is what I saw earlier on. Boston, big up yourself, mate. Real Madrid have confirmed the roof will be closed for the game against Arsenal. They forgot rice cooks better when the lid is on. I like that one. Nice one. Yep, they're closed. Listen, they want it proper atmospheric in there. I read that earlier on. They're closing the roof for the game to heighten the atmosphere as well. I think the Real Madrid Ultras are doing a pre-match video or something to the players to GM up or whatever. Something like that. I don't know. Work for yourself. Best thing you can do. Low start. My manager was bullied in high school. Acts like a sadistic nurse to my team. Pat Rice said you are representing yourself, your family, and the club. True. Yeah. You know what I mean, Dal? Honestly, mate, I've always been that way because I don't separate these rich millionaires from the likes of us. We're all people. Money doesn't buy class. It's as simple as that. It doesn't buy class. No one ever has the luxury of loving every manager he plays for or who works under. You will get some managers who you can't stand, who you don't like or respect. But guess what? He's your manager. I've had managers in the past who I haven't liked. I thought I was better than them at the job, but for whatever reason, their face fit, mine didn't. Right? What do? Sulk and get sacked, or do I just pick up myself and get on with it? It's as simple as that. They are your manager, like it or lump it, but they are they're the manager, they're the boss. You got to work under them, you got to work for them. And the thing is, when you see these players now who down tools, I can't. It's the clue is in the title, guys. These are professional footballers, so be professional. Simple, right? Pat Rice is a legend, not Declan yet. Legend. Declan behave. No chance. Not yet. Berta is very close to Diego Simeone days. Well, let's hope, mate. Fingers are crossed. The assembled. The clubs aren't really producing quality. We had Nketiah. Could you imagine Nketiah being in the all-time great teams? He's in the Gus Caesar camp. Yeah, Nketiah's dreadful. Do you know what? Do you remember the amount of arguments I had with people on here about Nketiah? And yet he's gone to Crystal Palace and he can't even make their team. I mean, it says it all, doesn't it? I had the same argument on here about Bernd Leno. And what happened? We sold him to Fulham. What was he, 8 million? Where were all these big teams coming in for Leno? Where were they? No one. Okay, cool. Sorry, I ain't gonna apologise. It's fine. Diesel's always right. Always right. 1 hour 24 minutes. I've done all right tonight. God, it's gone quick tonight, isn't it? Honestly, really has. Mad. Tony Neri, Arsenal are the 12th biggest club in the world. Tone, behave yourself. Come on, Tone. Behave. Lone Star, we need to set Bricktop on you. Bricktop, behave. Guna Gargamel, thank you. Finally, a man after my own heart. We should focus on Brentford rather than Real Madrid. You beat the team in front of you. That was how it always was. You know, let's have it right. That's how it always was. The Assembled. A lot of these supporters need to have seen the 70s to mid-80s dross football to understand where Arsenal are coming from. The Assembled. Roy Keane had the same standards as Tony Adams. Keane is a truth teller, but the club and players are very different now. It's no longer what it was. Only Fernandes is world class in that 11. See, I don't think Fernandes is world class. You know, I think he's okay. Man United have not got one well, we haven't. Not one world class player. Have Arsenal got extremely good players? You know, yeah, of course we have. World class. Now, look, I know everyone's got a different definition of that. But for me, we've got players who are on their way to being world class. Are they world class right now? As of right now? No, not in my opinion. People need to be very careful. You know, I've said it before, you know, if I don't think a player's world class, people automatically think I'm saying he's crap. No, far from it. Far from it. But not yet, in my opinion. Jenny McKinsey. Why do I think I'm being trolled here? Hi, Diesel. We met at Time and Envy. I think it was many moons ago, looking gorgeous as ever. I'm being trolled, and I'm blatantly being trolled there. I'm saying, do you know what? I'm saying the name. I'm saying the name, thinking, is it a rude Jenny McKinsey? No, I don't know. Jenny McKinsey. And the funny thing is, I went Time and Envy all the time. I'm not even joking. All the time I was in there. So, oh my God, it's either someone I know who's pranking me. I can't even enlarge that picture, so I can't even see what she looks like. If you guys can see that picture a lot closer than I can, let me know. Is she all right or what? Blackman Don 123. If Arteta wins Champions League, he should still be sacked. Not good enough to win the league. The Assemble. Did you see when Souness and Keane clashed? Oh, mate. Listen, I love Roy Keane, but let's have it right. Graham Souness is the daddy. That's as simple as that. I love Roy Keane. But Souness, you don't row with Souness and win. You don't. Because let me tell you something. Everything I love about Roy Keane, everything I ever loved about Roy Keane, Graham Souness, even higher. What a player he was. My God. Yeah, Souness, mate. Most players represent bank accounts. Yep. Ali D is it? Ali D, Ali G's cousin. Come on, Ali D. Hope you're well, mate. Evening Diesel. Hope you're doing well, mate. Very nice, thank you. I'm doing all right. Nice to have you, Jenny. Go on. Look at Ryan. Straight in there, son. Straight in there. I'm a Hammers girl. Please don't. I don't hate anyone, darling. I don't hate anyone. I'm a Hammers girl. Listen, every person that a lot of the guys that you see in the chat, some of them aren't Arsenal fans, right? Everyone's welcome here, my love. I promise you. Ali D, Katy Perry went into space. Of course she did. The world is a effing clown show. Sorry, off topic, but I had to say it. Ali D, come on, son. The Assembled. Players being called world class were standard back in the day. That is true as well. That is true. Yeah, I totally agree. It has dropped. It's gone downhill. I don't know why, guys, but it has. I can't explain it. But yeah, there's just not many ballers about. Or if there are, they're being forced to play safe, careful, strategic. Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is. Honestly, don't know. But look, as I said, what's today? Monday. We're playing Wednesday at the Bernabeu. My prediction for that game is Real Madrid 2, Arsenal 0. I think they're going to beat us 2-0. I think we'll just do enough to see it through. Static, I see you, mate. Big up yourself in the chat. My brother. Yeah, 2-0. But listen, what about my thumbnail? What a week it's been. When you think, we beat Real Madrid 3-0. The other day, Spurs got slapped. What was it, 4-2 by Wolves? Oh my God! It doesn't get better. It just doesn't get better. And then you see this argument with Matic and Onana. Matic basically saying he's Onana's the worst man. Like, if we're going off statistics, statistically, Onana is the worst Man United goalkeeper ever. And what happens? They play each other, and Onana just makes some stupid errors. You could not write it. It's absolutely brilliant. Honestly, as Steve has said there, Spurs have lost 17 games. 17 games. 17 games. What are they, 14th, 15th? I think they're 14th, aren't they, Spurs? 14th. Actually, no. 14th or 15th. I don't know. Man United are down there as well, and it's just like Newcastle didn't even have their manager, on the touchline. Eddie Howe's in hospital with some illness. They had no manager, and they still walloped him. Honestly, this is what I'm saying. When you look at, no one, and I mean no one, thought Man United were going to beat Newcastle. We're talking about a Newcastle team who only 3-4 years ago were fighting relegation. And look at their trajectory. They're a good side, got some quality players in that team. And on the other hand, you look at Man United, my God, seasons gone by, Jesus Christ, they'd just put Newcastle aside. Now, every team they play, I'm expecting them to lose. Because as long as the team who they play, as long as you turn up and you're prepared to run and work hard, you'll beat Man United comfortably. And as much as we say, he needs time, they're not his players. Well, these aren't Arne Slot's players. And what? What's the excuse for that? Really? I mean, come on. These aren't Arne Slot's players, and he's going to romp them home to a league, to a league title. David Moyes at Everton, they're not his players. Look at what he's doing at Everton right now. Now, we're talking about a team who couldn't kick a ball straight under Sean Dyche. And I actually think Sean Dyche is a decent manager. But they weren't playing under him. David Moyes goes in. A lot of Everton fans, don't want Moyes. Don't want him. No, we're going in the past if we take him. And now look, you won't hear one Everton fan saying they don't want Moyes. Look at what he's doing. They're picking up wins. They're picking up results. They're playing okay. They're not his players, but they've had a bounce. This bounce is nonsense. Yeah. Any players who happen to come across this and watch this, let me tell you something now. You are meant to be professional footballers. So be that. Yeah. Earn your money. Earn your money. Do you know what? Before I go, guys, let me just read something out. There's I see this on Instagram. Jules Koundé. I think he was at Chelsea. Where's he now? I think he's at Barcelona, isn't he? I've got a Tinder like. Boom! Jesus Christ. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Right, let me read this to you. This is Jules Koundé, right? Barcelona defender. Football players, and I totally agree with him on this. He said this, right? Football players can go 6 months or even a whole year without getting paid and they still live comfortably without it affecting them at all. Unlike the people who leave their homes at 7 a.m. and come back at 8 p.m. just to earn a small amount for their families. I don't get why fans look up to football players as role models. I wouldn't recommend it. The real role model is the dad who works hard every day for his family. Bang! That is what I'm saying, right? 6 months to a year, they could go without pay and they're still living nice. Nice. And yet we look up to these guys. Why? Because they can kick a bag of air around. No. These are multi-millionaires. I don't care whether you like your manager or not. You put that you play for the team. Earn your money. I'll tell you something now, guys, and I've always said this. It will never happen. Don't get me wrong. It never will, right? But can you imagine if rather than these contracts, what we're seeing now, every single player in this league got a pay-as-you-play contract? Can you imagine? The quality of this league would probably jump up because you've now got to play for your money, right? No more laziness then. Yeah, players will be playing and they'll be playing and working hard. Trust me. Yeah, there you go. Earn your money. Whether you like the manager or not, it's irrelevant. I've always said this. They are no different to us. Yeah, you've got fans who have paid good money to go to that stadium and watch you, right? Young kids, little kids with your name on the back of their shirt. You play for them. You got your family in the box. You play for them. You got your mum and dad in the box with them. You play for them. You got your bird up there, your wife, your missus, your mistress, whatever. You play for her. You got your son and daughter up there. You play for them. You got your cousins up there. You play for them. Your brother and sister, your siblings. You play for them. You play and earn your bloody money. It's as simple as that. Right? Lone Star, one thing that we do agree on, pay for performance. Now we're talking. Come on. Now we're cooking with gas. I'll tell you something. Could you imagine if that happened? Oh, my God. The uproar. Woo! Telling you. Astronomically overpaid little so-and-sos. Yep. Oh, nice one, Steve. Yeah, Man United are 14th, Spurs is 15th. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God, Brenny, I'm jealous, man. Evening Diesel and all in the chat. I've just got back from a Caribbean cruise. Well recommended. Do you know what? Very quickly on that. I've always, honestly, it's Brenny, I'm not just saying this, mate. It's on my bucket list. I've always wanted to do a cruise. And you know what? Over the years gone by, whenever I've told someone that, I'd love to do a cruise, I've always been told, oh, yeah, but it's more for the older, you know. What are you talking about? Honestly, it's always been known as, yeah, that's something that an older people like would go on. Absolute rubbish. I hope that myth is being destroyed now. But I've always wanted to do a cruise, mate. I'd love to do a cruise. I love the water. I love boats. Honestly, I'd love to, mate. I hope you had a great time. Back to reality now, though, eh? Unfortunately. Oh, well. CG is always next year, mate. CG, agents are making a killing representing their player clients. Absolute scandal. Yeah, they're making fortunes. If you can't make it as a player nowadays, become an agent. Trust me, you're eating well. And believe me, you're still having turkey again this Christmas. And on that note, I'm going to go because I've done a long time here. 1 hour, 38 minutes. I'm going to go live again. As I said, I'm going to try and do every Monday, guys. So while I've got you all on, tune into that. I'm probably going to advertise that tomorrow. So yeah, subscribe, hit the like if you don't mind. And yeah, actually, no, you know what? Just thinking when I can do one this week. Anyway, subscribe so that and hit the notification bell so that when I do go live, you see it, right? Yeah, you don't miss it, yeah. Yeah, let's do a Stevie Wonder. I didn't see him. Where was Diesel? Didn't see him. Yeah. Anyway, on that note, guys, I'm going. Darren Sullivan, thank you very much, mate. Lone Star, voice of the people. Love it, Diesel. I love you too. Brenny, people of all ages were on it. We had a Rod Stewart lookalike. Oh, my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. No, I'm joking. Brenny. I actually do like Rod Stewart. I love his songs, all right? Not all of them, but most of them. Class. Do you know, I actually see him a couple of years ago. He was in a yellow Porsche. Where was I? I think I was in Chigwell and he drove past. Can't miss him, hairdo like that. Do you know what I mean? I was so jealous, honestly. But anyway, guys, I'm going. Bye. Love yous. Respect. Bye. Bye.